I'm sorry. Can I ask something, and we'll go back to D&D real quick?
Yeah.
Dan? So you guys, you knew about this?
Well, I'm always so drunk when I'm with him that the line between my friend being crazy and my friend being psychic is like pointless. Like it's all like jukeboxes are become important. You know, like I start crying about my dad because I hear a country western song. These are things that when you wake up in the morning, you're like, what was that?
Okay, reality's a little fluid.
Did Jeff say he was psychic last night? Yeah, but
I don't believe in psychic. I don't think psychic is the thing.
What?
What is it? Is it the P word to you? You guys don't want to call that?
I prefer to call myself temporally advanced.
I don't believe in ghosts necessarily either. I think there's something to people having certain encounters and stuff like that. I don't think there's spooky ghosts running around.
Stan Lee here. Please see podcast
different.
Episode 38 where Jeff talks about ghosts for you had a ghost. You have a ghost story.
I have a couple of doozies of ghost
That
stories.
apartment was haunted.
Rob Schraub's current apartment is or was haunted when I lived there.
I believe in psychic ability. I think that we don't know what we're capable of, and I believe you.
I feel like
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I just want to know more.
I feel like there were a lot of people. I've talked to other people that on 9/11 that morning. Cause I mean, honestly, like
was there a meeting of the temporarily advanced?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Like, oh, we fucked up again.
It's just everyone stands up and deals with their guilt of like, yeah, I shouldn't have slept in.
Yeah, jeez. I was eating toast.
I was doing an improv show in Montreal. And I was so
They're all
hungover.
improv comedians.
I like the idea that there's a class system where there are the people who just know it's going to happen like 2 hours before.
I felt like
days
I felt like
before.
there was a time in my life when I actually had like visions and voices and stuff like nothing that meaningful. But
I don't want to be mean, but this is like such a shitty use of your powers being here right now.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Like, there was like a diversion path where like one prevents 9/11 and one you're comptrolling.
I just felt that there was a time in my life when I was especially like when I was really broke and being evicted and I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I felt very like in the moment at all times. There was no past, there was no future. It was like from moment to moment I didn't know what was going to happen, and I really felt there was a couple years in my life where I felt like I could point where the lightning was about to strike, like if there was a storm out there. And I felt it was like like when Ken Kesey on Ashley talked about that. There was a feeling like you're so in the moment that past and future kind of are all touching. It's all one thing. So like you're just kind of so in the moment that everything. It's all kind of happening together.
Or like someone coming to a show and being like, I think I'm going to play Dungeons and Dragons with Dan Harmon, and then that night we go, who is there anyone who's Dungeon Master here? There's a little bit of magic to...
Sure, but that's a big leap from knowing 9/11 is going to happen.
Jeff, have you ever...
Only to the 9/11 people.
You said that
for those 3,000 people.
Yeah.
You said that these premonitions were stronger when you were younger. Did you ever wonder if you... cause them? Or did you ever get nervous about that?
My mom, who passed away when I was 13, she had a recording. She went to a psychic when she was pregnant with my brother, and she wasn't like into mysticism and stuff. But she went to had a psychic reading that was recorded, and everything that she said about my brother pretty accurate. And she said about me that I would be psychic, and then I've been with friends.
Way to bury the lead, bro.
Jeff is gonna start flying around the room and be like, "No, I'm not. I'm not psychic. I just have some ideas."
My mom's crazy. She predicted I would be psychic, and now I am. But
she wasn't into mysticism.
I went.
She everyone does. She had a recording of.
I was at a coffee place with my friend Michael Pollack, as a piano player. And
I am your disciple.
We're getting coffee, and he was going through a bad like business thing with like some stuff, and he's totally skeptical, like absolutely a cynic on all kinds of things, I guess. And there was a woman doing tarot readings. He's like, I'm gonna go get a tarot reading over there. So we sat down, and he didn't act like come on, show me what's up. And so she sat down, and she does the tarot stuff. I don't know how it all works. And she said,
it seems like you might.
Well, so we're sitting there, and the first two things she says, she goes, this is about business. There's a woman that you work with. It's a guy that you work with that's fucking you out of something right now. That's why you sat down right now. He's like, that's exactly why I sat down. So, okay, now I'm on board. And she got another thing, right out, before he even said anything, she said two things about it that were right on it. And the third thing she says was, as I was sitting next to him, and she goes, "I'm sorry, can your friend leave? He's freaking me out right now." I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "You're really psychic, and it's fucking throwing me off."
Are these stories so old for you that
like
have you talked about this with him before?
I feel like I have. Jeff can't pass the butter without being special. Like there is.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy
There's
shit!
his stories like he.
It's so funny you literally go, "There's Jeff again."
I'm not saying that in a punitive way. I'm saying like I am his best friend. I've been hanging out with him forever. If you're asking me if I'm bored hearing about how remarkable he is,
A little bit.
I mean, I'm familiar with it. I know that he is. I know that he has a lot of.
Your mom predicted you were going to be psychic.
She had. There's this old tape.
There's a tape of this?
Yeah, and the woman that gives her the reading tells her that I'm going to be psychic.
There's an actual tape of this?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, we have a podcast, so I guess we should.
I wish there was some way we could share it by the world.
If my sister would have it, if anybody has it, I'll try to find it.
Your sister that disappeared in Roswell? By the way, Jeff's 80.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, so we're on the material.
I mean, you've heard of it. Look, you've been around here long enough to hear that he can't go out for drinks without meeting Vince fucking Neil. It's everywhere he goes. He goes to Las Vegas, and Neil Diamond goes like, "Hey, wait, sorry, I gotta stop singing. Who's in the audience? Hey, you get over here." And he just goes and hangs out with Neil Diamond. It's not lies. He's not lying.
No, he's like
it's
a
just
real
like
life...
after a while, it's like ay ay ay.
Yeah.
Like
he's like a real life Forrest Gump.
I'm not.
There should be footage of him like.
I don't want it to stop. I'm not like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah. I bet 6 years ago there was one point where he was like, "It's all about community," and then he walked away.
Well, he did. I mean, he is like when I first moved to LA. The reason Jeff and I are such good friends is because we were both fucking broke ass vagabonds, and all we would do is go out for drinks and tell each other how talented we were. I'd be like, "You're such a good actor," and be like, "I know you're such a good writer," and we were like.
And Jeff was like, "I see good things for you."
We believed it enough. I look back on how bad a writer I was when Jeff was telling me I was a good writer, and I realized that I owe my entire life to being convinced by him.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I don't know if there's something sad about it, isn't it?
That was an amazing time.
It's either Dumbo's feather or it's like.
Dan used to pay my bills, and then when he had money, then he was broke, and I paid his bills for a while, and we kind of went back and forth, and we really were keeping each other alive.
There we go. Like, dude, can I don't know how to say this because I'm proud. Can I borrow $2,000? I'm going to get evicted. Yeah, no, here you go. I'm so sorry. And then like, both, back and forth. And every time, what one person would say to the other is, "Look, it's not that big a favor. Like, I have money right now, you don't, but I know you're going to because I know that you're a special, wonderful person."
I mean, that's beautiful, but now are you bummed out because you know that he knew he could have planned?
Oh my God, I just got that. He was cheating.
Yeah.
I was an actual good person.
Yeah.
And he just knew?
Dan, I had to wait until you were ready to learn that to find that out for yourself.
I fire 5 arrows.
I mean, I guess what's the difference though between faith and prognostication? I mean, what is that? If you say to your friend, "I know that you're going to be president of the United States," like, are you a dick if you're psychic and you actually know more than you are?
Or then you maybe caused them to become the president because you already knew it was going to happen,
the thing.
and then you told them.
I'm telling you, like, I was really hacky when I was 26. I was not. I was like, Monster House had to be rewritten by the lady that did Willy Wonka, whatever adventures. I sat there for 2 years, tried to write a movie about a house that eats children on trick or treat, and couldn't get through it without having a fucking nervous breakdown. I was like, my head so far up my ass, I never would have gotten through anything. But I would go out for drinks with this guy that would go like, you're right. You're
I bet we'll find a picture at some point of the Civil War, and Jeff is there, like talking to Lincoln. Like, hey, here's an idea. I don't want to be crazy, but what if?
It's a picture of me in bed the day he gets shot, and I was late for the theater. I had a ticket.
You're trying to catch a bus.
Two tickets to my American cousin on the nightstand, and you're just like fucking some flapper. I was going to say flapper. My knowledge of history and women only goes.
He just means a woman who talks a lot.
I was so prescient that I predicted the fads of 60 years in the future of what women would be doing and dressing like.
Yeah. All your hair is going to be short. You're going to be doing the Charleston.
Did you know he was going to have a haircut when he showed up today?
Yes, because I saw him yesterday.
Okay.
See, he's not psychic anymore because he has Instagram. He doesn't care.
Okay.
Well, but and Jeff, you have kind of a weird relationship with this ability. You sometimes embrace it and sometimes like.
Well, there was a time I was talking to our friend Sam Christensen about it, because this was when it was all happening, and it happened quite a lot, and it actually kind of wore me out a little bit. And there was times when I actually felt guilty when the tsunami happened, and I didn't dream about it.
Yeah.
I felt guilty about
But even if you had dreamed about it, you would have done fucking nothing about it.
because it would have been happening. You know what? I actually went to this place.
I should have dreamt about that. I'm a bad person.
I could have made my wave blocker 3000.
In a way, that's the most narcissistic thing I've ever heard.
In a way?
I meant like I felt like I'm losing touch.
Okay.
Like I've lost that thing. But Sam Christensen is kind of wise sage friend of ours. Is great. He's like you're in a place right now where like a lot is happening for you, and you're kind of in a strange moment. He goes, you don't want to be in this place forever. It's going to take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And but when I was really really broke, like I really had like. I would hear voices and stuff.
I think it's weird to me. I imagine you being broke and being like, I wish I could somehow make money. That glass is going to fall. The helicopter's going to crash. I wish there was some way. I guess I'll go on auditions. When is
I'll
pilot
go drink with my
season?
friend and tell him he's going to be okay.
Time to reach my brain across time and see which blood donation clinic is paying the most tomorrow.
When is pilot season? That pilot is going to fly into a building.
Yeah, but it stopped happening. Like, but once in a while, I'll still have dreams where, like, in the dream, I'll wonder. Like, you can kind of navigate your dreams. You can kind of pick, like, I want to try to steer left into that part of the dream, or go back.
I don't have that. I just have my dreams are on rails.
There were times when things would be happening. Or actually, I would say out loud. The helicopter one, where I woke up in the morning, I said out loud to myself before I went to bed, as an experiment. I said, have one of your dreams tonight. Have one. Have a dream about something that happens tomorrow.
I assume you were single at the time.
I was.
Have one of your dreams tonight.
What was that, baby? What?
I have to go.
I was very single. And
Jeff, do you have premonitions about anybody?
No, never
here?
Never people. But like, I mean, my dream life is really like I wouldn't trade my dream life for anything. But like, I woke up in the morning and I really went to the computer, and it was the first time I had money to have a computer. And I went to the computer and I typed in Mexican backyard helicopter crash, and there was a helicopter crash that killed 3 in a backyard that just like fell into some residential neighborhood. It was exactly what I dreamt. And I was like, that doesn't help anybody. That's the stupidest power in the world. It's so.
It seems like if you'd worked on it. Listen, it's probably too late.
I'm lazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen as much anymore. But there was a time and it was pretty wild. But like my favorite memories like of us, Dan, was like when you were like writing Monster House and you just be we did drawing room and you just be sobbing, crying because you couldn't finish the script about the house that is a monster, and it was just like, and you were so broke one time. I was like, Dan, like you were really broke. Which is amazing. You'd make like $300,000, and then like 6 months later, penniless. Like you had, but you had a Pac-Man and a centipede in your house or your apartment.
Yeah, it wasn't 6 months. It was a couple of
those?
years. No.
What happened to that Pac-Man and that centipede?
They're at my studio.
What? What studio?
I make cartoons.
Okay. I was imagining a pied de terre. Oh. That's what I was thinking. They're
at my. They're in Puerto Vallarta at the summer home.
Do you remember when I told you? I said you wouldn't finish Daedalus, the script you were writing, and I said write me the first 40 pages of it, and I'll pay your rent.
Yeah,
and you're I'll take you up on that. Because that's where you were, and because you wouldn't finish it, you wouldn't get it out, you wouldn't click print or on anything like feature stuff. And I was like, you're so broke. It's I'll pay your rent for the next 2 months if you give me the script, and I won't show it to anybody. And you're like, I actually will take you up on that, and you still didn't do it. You still didn't write.
No, I gave you pages.
I didn't read it. No, okay.
He knew there was shit.
I know. I gave you a manila envelope with the pages. It was the best.
It was the best time. I still think you need to make that movie.
Well, I'm going to. You don't.
Is he?
By the way, the movie that you're thinking of writing, that you've been thinking of writing since you were 25, put it off till you're 40. You will get so much more work done. Don't try. The thing that you were thinking of when you were 15 and you're listening to the Pink Floyd or whatever the modern equivalent is, and they're like, oh, I can see the whole thing. I'm going to move out to LA and I'm going to be a screenwriter because I got this idea. It's a fine idea, but fuck you. You can't write it.
By the way, this don't try philosophy exactly explains why Jeff never did anything. Because he's friends with you, and you were like, don't try. And he's like, you're right.
Well, no, but I'm saying to the young writers in the audience, I'm saying the ideas that you have, the screenplays that you think that you're destined to write, maybe you are destined to write them, but much like the relationships you're destined to have, you might not be the writer that is supposed to be writing that script at that time.
Where do you think is the best place to get our ideas?
I think that ideas come from whatever gives Jeff his psychic powers. I think that ideas. So this is where I become a non-skeptic about just about mythology and things. I think that we are vessels. I think that we are prisms. Like to use that metaphor. Light doesn't look like anything. It's in the air all around us. Campbell said that religion, for instance, is a frame that you draw around nothing. You draw the frame so that people can actually appreciate what nothing actually means for a second. But too many religions, too many sects of religions, and too many zealots of sects of religions, they add so much stained glass, they add so much opacity to the window that it becomes a newspaper. It becomes something that blocks light and casts shadows. Those shadows take the form of explosions and wars and all kinds of things. Because it's too many people taking too much shit way too seriously that was meant to be transparent, open source. The air around us is filled with the thing that we are constantly struggling with. We, as a great species, were designed, we were born with these antennae that we were able to actually suck the nothingness through us and split it into all kinds of weird shit based on where our parents touched us when, and spray it onto a piece of paper or onto celluloid or a digital projector or for you kids out there, some kind of podcast. The light comes through you. It gets scattered unintentionally by who you are. Your job is to share that map of the cosmos with everyone around you. That for that reason, if you're thinking in your head, oh man, I got this great idea. It's like Batman, but he's not Batman. It's set in the future, but he goes back to the 1920s and he's fighting Chicago mobsters and he just drives a Prius and he's got a thing. Fuck, you can't steal this. But that idea you had, that you were working on prom night, that you used as the reason why you weren't going. You will write it one day, or pieces of it will slowly get chunked into everything that you write. But the important thing to realize is that you don't create ideas. There is something else out there that creates ideas. Your job is to suck them in and shit them out. Like you're supposed to kind of be a dick about it, like be lazy and follow your bliss and go. Is someone giving me the light? Oh, the door's open. Okay, I was like, holy shit!
God.
Get the light at Harmontown.
No.
That's when. Okay, now I'm embarrassed. I'm just saying, because if you're like me, and many of you are, like you walked around your living room and you played certain music and you imagined yourself accepting an Oscar for some movie that had so many fucking characters in it that it was impossible to watch. Like it's some kind of thing. In the meantime, you will, what do they say? What's the saying? Life is what happens.
Life is a box of chocolate.
While you're waiting.
Life is happening.
While you're making other plans.
Life is the thing that interrupts you while you're making other plans. What is it?
Life is what happens while you're making other plans.
Yeah. Go ahead, chart your course by that star, but accept the fact that that's not what you're going to be famous for. It's not what you don't control it. We can't all be Jeff Davis. We can't just go to bed and dream of Chechnya.
By the way, that's the name of your one-man show. Dreams of Chechnya.
Well, like for instance, we planned. We brought Spencer out here early for some reason, and we're not going to.
We're not using him at all.
We're not going to play D&D tonight. But yet we kind of fell down our own little dungeon about.
I feel like we didn't really need to go to a magical place because we already were.
Yeah.
I mean, what could be more awesome and weirder? And I mean that in a great way than listening to you having dreams about shit that hasn't happened yet.
That doesn't happen to anybody else? No one else has had that before?
That happens to my mom.
You right there? What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron, you've had that happen to you before?
Yeah.
You want to come up? Briefly, what was it?
I was just real small, and I was young, and I had a really sexy dream.
A sexy dream?
Yeah.
You were little and you had a sexy dream and it came true? That's not good.
I was like 9, 10, and I had a dream about my first boyfriend, which was years later, so.
What did your first boyfriend say when you explained that to him?
I never told him.
You never told him?
Wait, you had a
thinking
dream
about
that
it
you were going to have a boyfriend at one point, and then years later you had a boyfriend? No, I'm not. I just want to be clear what the power is.
You knew it was going to be. You knew it was going to be the specific guy. You knew it would be this.
I didn't know I didn't have a face or anything, but when I met him, I just knew it.
Oh, well, I think that's just.
Are you guys still together?
No.
Why'd you break up?
She told him that story.
I used to live in Illinois, and then I moved to Ohio. So instead of having a long-distance relationship, we just decided to break it.
All right, so kind of different.
I would say very different.
Sometimes love reaches across time, space, and reality, but Illinois to Ohio, jeez. How are you going to make that work?
This guy's dreaming of Mexican helicopters.
I'm so surprised you didn't tell him, even when you were breaking up. If it was me, I would scream it at him as I was grabbing me. You never thought?
Well, clearly she got sick of him. She was like, I can't tell him about the dream now. I hate the way he slurps his cereal.
I don't want him to think that this is cosmic.
We're actually still in touch, but we don't talk as much as we used to. So.
That's good. Move on.
Spencer, it looks like we're not going to get to play any D&D tonight, man.
Can I tell you guys I had a dream last night?
Whoa! Yeah.
About that we wouldn't be able to play?
It was about like Jeff, and he was talking. And so I didn't prepare any D&D content, and it ended up working out.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Full circle.
Full circle. Thank you very much, everybody. Welcome. Thank you. Camille Nanjiani, everybody.
Thank you.
Aaron McGathy. The sneakily psychic Spencer Crittenden. I'm Jeff Davis, your comptroller. One more time for Dan Harmon, everybody.
And please, if you are a mid to upper levels TV writer and you have not yet been hired by Parks and Rec, please see me after the show. I may hire you. Please.
Wow. That's a good offer. Good night, everybody. We love you so much. Thank you for coming.